Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason. I'm speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And today I am going over the Oscar nominations. The Academy Awards is this Sunday. And I'm going to just go through what it's nominated and give you my predictions of what I think it's going to win. I've been a huge fan of the Academy Awards since I was a kid. It's always been exciting to see what's going to win the Best Picture and Actor and Actress and all those. I first remember watching them back in, I think, the 1995, the 1994 Oscars, which was Forrest Gump winning Best Picture and a lot of other Oscars. That was the first one I think I can remember really watching and really being excited and really paying attention to. I think that was the one where David Letterman was the host, and I was a fan of David Letterman at the time, and so I was also excited to see him hosting. And Academy Awards is, it's the top award show of the year, really. It's the one I always look forward to, most exciting. First, you usually get a pretty good host. Not always. Sometimes you get really bad hosts like James Franco and Anne Hathaway, but most time you can get a pretty good hosts like, Billy Crystal, Steve Martin, Jon Stewart, some hosts like that are, really excellent. Lately, they don't have any hosts. This will be the third Oscars in a row with no hosts, which is sad because I think a really good host can really make the Oscars more enjoyable. So we'll see what happens this time. I also like seeing the musical production, the best songs being sang. I like if they do little skits, or always like, they do funny things like Jack Black or Will Ferrell will do a little skit or something. Those are always really great. And then, of course, watching people win and watching the speeches sometimes can be kind of interesting. Lately, they've been just so politicized that they're not that fun to watch and actually a little aggravating to watch. So, to me, the Academy Awards has really gone downhill, especially lately. It's been kind of a hard award show to watch, and they've done a really terrible job with it. But still, I'll watch it like I usually do, just to kind of see what happened, and it's kind of tradition, I guess, for me to watch it. So I'll see what happens. I'm predicting it's probably going to be a pretty terrible award show, especially all the award shows have been pretty bad lately because of the whole, COVID-19, and everybody has to be social distance, so everybody's doing Zooms, and they're just not exciting without an audience. So we'll see what happens with this Academy Awards, but and this has been not a great movie season. It's been a terrible movie season, the worst movie season of all time. I didn't go to the movie theater one time in the last year, of course, because of COVID-19 and social distancing. Theaters were shut down for a while, and you have to wear a mask if you go to the movie theaters. It's not fun anymore. I wasn't that excited for really any of the movies coming out that much, and the only thing I saw was stuff that was streaming on Netflix or Disney Plus, Hulu, Prime Video, Amazon Prime, so I watch those stuff, whatever's on there, but kind of miss the excitement of going to the theater and watching a movie for the first time with a group, with a crowd. So say that, let's go through the categories, and I'll give you what I think is going to win and why. First, go through what's nominated for Best Picture. We have The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. I've only seen 4 of these movies, so I've only seen about half of the movies on here. And that's only because they were on streaming channels, so some of them are out in theaters maybe. I don't even know what theaters are open or, where they'll be showing. Because a lot of these are little obscure movies. They're not blockbusters, so they're sometimes harder to find in the state of Kansas to find some of these more obscure movies. So I don't know if they're even showing around here. And if they are, they'll probably be hard to find. So I'm not that excited to go out and try to find. Usually I'd go out and try to find these movies and watch all the nominated movies before the Oscars is what I usually try to do, but I'm just totally non-motivated to try to find these movies. I'm just kind of okay with just watching the ones on streaming channels, and then I might get to the rest if they get on streaming channels. I'm sure at some point I might around to them, but for right now, I've only seen about 4 of them. Uh, that's being saw Mank. Mank was on Netflix. Mank, very boring movie, very uninteresting movie plot wise, and performances are okay, but uh, yeah, it's a lot of scenes of dialogue and nothing going on. Didn't care for that movie at all. I'd give it like a 2 out of 5 stars. I'd say not recommend. You got Nomadland, which is streaming on Hulu, and that is probably the worst movie I've ever tried to watch. I've gotten about halfway through it, and I'm having a hard time motivating myself to try to finish that movie. Such a pointless, plotless, boring movie I've ever watched, or I've watched halfway through. Nothing redeeming about that movie that I've seen. I mean, it's such a slog, such a torture to try to watch it, and yet it's front runner for Best Picture. So that's Nomadland. I'd give that 0 out of 5 stars if I could. Then Sound of Metal, which is on Amazon Prime, which is I think a decent movie. I actually kind of liked that movie. I thought good performances, thought good, interesting plot or conflict of losing your hearing and how you go about learning sign language, and also he's a or a former drug addict, so he has to go kind of drug rehab and dealing with losing your hearing. Very interesting subject, I think, and pretty well done. I'd give it 3 out of 5 stars. I'd give it a light recommend. I think if you have Amazon Prime, it's worth a watch. Sound of Metal. And then the last one I've seen is The Trial of the Chicago 7, which is on Netflix. And I really like that movie. That's definitely the best movie I've seen out of this list, and probably the best movie I've seen out last year, because I haven't seen that many movies last year. I thought the performance is very good. It's, I like a good trial movie, a good court drama. Always really good with the lawyers, yelling and lots of stuff going on. I think performance is really good, especially Mark Rylance as the defense lawyer. It was really good. I think deserved an Oscar nomination. I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't get one. Also, of course, the judge in that movie, I forget his name, also a very good performance. It's kind of the real bad guy of the movie, antagonist, really horrible, incompetent, racist judge in the movie. And there's good cast throughout with Eddie Redmayne being in there, and what's his name, Sacha Baron Cohen, and it's a very good movie, very good screenplay, very interesting idea, based on a true story. So I'd say definitely check out Trial of the Chicago 7 on Netflix if you got that. The Father, Judas and Black Messiah is really one that came out of nowhere. I've never heard of that one, and then all of a sudden got nominated. The Father I saw, I'm not too interested in it just because it seems like a sad movie. Minari may be interesting. It's I don't know a whole lot about it. Promising Young Woman, I don't know much about that really. I just haven't been all the Best Picture nominees really aren't that exciting looking at it. It's really kind of a poor group to me, in my opinion. We'll see. I'll have to watch the other ones maybe, and maybe there's some really good ones in there that you never know. I won't say until I watch them. Maybe there's a really great one in there. So let's go to Best Director. Oh yeah, I think Nomadland's going to win Best Picture. It's been winning all the awards, and it's the worst movie in the bunch, so of course it's going to win. The worst movie always wins, it seems like lately. They never pick a movie that's good that people actually like. In my opinion, I can't believe people would like Nomadland. I know it's getting a lot of awards, a lot of critics love it, but I don't get it. Anyway, so Nomadland's my pick for the Best Picture. Best Director, we got Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round, which is actually an international film. I was really surprised there. You got David Fincher for Mank, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman are the best directors. Kind of a weird pick here. Seems like there's some Best Picture nominees that didn't even get in. Uh, some of the ones I thought that were more front runners didn't get in. Like Trial of the Chicago 7, I thought the director would get in from that. Um, Again, the ones I've seen haven't been that good, so I can't say. I don't know who really was that good on directing. I thought they're all pretty terrible. But I think it definitely has to go to Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. Like I said, Nomadland's going to win Best Picture, I think. And Chloe Zhao's been winning all the awards for Best Director. Plus, she's a woman. There's only been one woman winner so far, Kathy Bigelow for The Hurt Locker. So the Academy definitely would love to give another award to a woman director because it's very rarely done. And she's also Asian, so I think they probably love to give the award to a minority anyway. So she hits both categories. So I'd be surprised if anybody else wins that one besides Chloe Zhao. Let's go Best Actor in a Leading Role. We got Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Yeah, that's the name of a movie, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Very weird title. Anthony Hopkins, The Father. Gary Oldman, Mank, and Stephen Yeun, Minari. It's cool to see Stephen Yeun. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. I know him mostly from The Walking Dead TV show, which he's very good in, so I'm happy he got in there just because I like his work on that show. And some good ones here. I mean, actually, it's a pretty good list, I think, of best actors. I think Chadwick Boseman's definitely. I'm 100% sure he's going to win best actor. I mean, not only is he an African American, which I'd love to give an award to an African American probably in this role, and he also just passed away a year or two ago, so you got that going, posthumous award. So you got all the drama of that, or the sympathy there. You got a sympathy vote for Chadwick Boseman because he just passed away, and he's a fine actor. I liked him okay, and the Marvel movies, and yeah, he definitely gives an emotional performance here. So yeah, I can totally see him winning here. So my pick would be Chadwick Boseman. Best Actress in a Leading Role, we have Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Audra Day for The United States vs. Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. This is maybe one of the hardest categories I've seen in a long time. Usually there's a clear front runner of Best Actress coming into the Oscars that's winning all the awards, and it's very common to get the Academy Awards and be like, oh, this is definitely the winner. This is one of the few times I look at it and go, I really don't know who's going to win. There's a number of women that could really win this award, I think. Vanessa Kirby, I definitely don't think. She hasn't really been talked too much. Frances McDormand, of course, she's in the Best Picture frontrunner, but she won 2 Oscars already for Best Actress, so I don't see them giving her a third one. It's very rare to give a third one. And she just won her second one not too long ago. So you think of Carey Mulligan. I've heard a lot of people think that she could win it. At the beginning of the award season, in fact, I feel like most people were predicting Carey Mulligan to win Best Actress, but she hasn't won any of the awards up till now, so it feels it'd be difficult for her to win. It could happen. Academy can always surprise you, so Carey Mulligan could get in there, but I don't think so. Then you got Audra Day. She won the Golden Globe for Best Actress, so that kind of gives her a little momentum there coming into the Academy Awards. She hasn't won any other awards, and a lot of critics haven't really talked about her that much as being one of the best actresses, but because of that Golden Globe, I think she could possibly get in there and win. You never know. But I think, in my opinion, person I'm going with is Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I mean, she does give a very good performance, I would say, in this role. I've seen that movie. I hate it. It's a terrible movie, but the performances are pretty good. And Viola Davis is one of the best actresses working today. I mean, every time I see her, she gives a really amazing performance. She should have won Best Actress for The Help. Her performance in The Help was so good. Um, so I'd love to see her win another Oscar. She won the supporting actress Oscar for Fences not too long ago, but hasn't won a Best Actress. So I feel like she kind of deserves a Best Actress. This would be a great moment to give her a Best Actress, in my opinion. So right now I'm going Viola Davis, though. I think it could go. It could go to Carey Mulligan, and it could go to Audrey Day. I think very. Yeah, it definitely could go to any of them, but that's my prediction. Best Actor in Supporting Role, we got Sacha Baron Cohen for The Trial of Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and Black Messiah, Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami, Paul Raci for Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah. This is definitely another one that's been a big front runner is Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah. He's been winning all the awards up to this point. He seems, I can't imagine anybody else beating him out right now. So my pick would be Daniel Kaluuya. Though I have to say, Paul Raci in The Sound of Metal was absolutely great. I mean, that was probably one of my favorite performances of that movie and of this year is his supporting acting role as the kind of drug rehab, deaf, kind of running this house with people that are deaf and going through drug rehab. And he's not even like an actor that acts in a lot of movies. He's kind of so he's kind of this very amazing discovery of an actor to me, who's really deaf, I believe, in real life or something like that. So, or he knows, I don't know, he deals with sign language in real life. And so it's a very authentic performance. And I thought he's really good. I wish he would win here, but I think it's definitely going to Daniel Kaluuya. Best Actress in a Supporting Role, we got Maria Bakalova for Borat, a subsequent movie film. We have Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy. We got Olivia Colman for The Father. We got Amanda Seyfried for Mank, and Yu Jung-yeon for Minari. This is also really difficult. Along with Best Actress, this is a really difficult category to predict. Again, usually there's a clear frontrunner, but there's really no clear frontrunner this year. It could go to almost anybody in this category. In my opinion, Glenn Close should win. Her performance, Hillbilly Elegy, one of the best performances I've seen in a long time, in the last decade. I mean, just totally amazing the way she just totally transformed into that character. And Glenn Close has been nominated several times in the last decade and just hasn't. And she's also been kind of the front runner. A couple of years ago, she was a front runner for Best Actress for The Wife, and lost out to Olivia Colman for The Favorite, and kind of a shock win at the Academy Awards. And so it feels like they've been wanting to give Glenn Close the award. She just barely misses out every time she gets nominated. Like she's up there as one of the front runners. But so it seems like this would be a great opportunity to give her a deserving Oscar, that she's been given so many great performances. And this is the best that I think she's ever given, in my opinion. And yet, I don't think she's going to win here because Hillbilly Elegy is considered one of the worst movies of the year by most critics. It's usually in the bottom 10 movies. And the critics give it such bad reviews, and Hollywood itself, because there's something, they find the movie to be conservative somehow. And so the liberals and the Academy and Hollywood, don't like it because they feel like there's some conservative values in the movie. And so that's why they don't like it. And so I think because of the politics, Glenn Close is going to lose out here, which is sad because she should win. But anyway, saying that, like I said, Amanda Seyfried, I've heard a lot of people say she could win for Mank. I don't think she's won any awards so far, so it's kind of hard to give it to her. Olivia Colman, I've heard a lot of people think she could win, but she just won Best Actress just a couple years ago, I think, 2-3 years ago. So I feel like it's a little soon to give her another Oscar, in my opinion. Anyway, so I think the person I'm going to go with, and I don't have a lot of confidence, but I'm going to go with Yu Jung-yeon from Minari, old Korean actress. Never heard of course. She won the, I think, SAG award for this, so she does have some momentum going from winning the SAG award. and she's Asian, so they might give it to her because she's a minority anyway. So she kind of hits those categories, and there's no real front runner, so that seems like maybe the most logical choice. But so I'm gonna go with her for Minari for Best Supporting Actress. Best Animated Feature: Onward, Over the Moon, A Shaun the Sheep Movie, Farmageddon, Soul, and Wolfwalkers. Which you probably think three of these movies you never heard of. I never heard of. I think Over the Moon's on Netflix. I guess Shaun the Sheep's on Netflix. The only ones you probably know is Onward and Soul because of the Pixar movies. I think Soul's definitely the front runner. I mean, all the critics love it. It's been, I think, winning any of the awards so far that have been out there. So I'd be very shocked if Soul doesn't win. So Soul's my pick for Best Animated. Best Adapted Screenplay, we got The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami. Oh, we got Borat, subsequent movie film, One Night in Miami, and The White Tiger. White Tiger, never heard of. Borat, I can't believe that's an adapted screenplay. It seems like it's just I haven't seen it, but it seems like just a movie that they improvise everything, but evidently it's adapted. This one, yeah, I don't know if there's a sure winner here. I'm going to predict Nomadland just because Chloe Zhao is nominated again, so they can give Chloe Zhao a second Oscar, which they probably love to give her another Oscar. I think it's going to win Best Picture, Best Director. So it's kind of, I don't know. Sometimes those kind of movies usually get the screenplay too, along with everything. I don't know. So I'll go for Nomadland, but it could go to the other movies. I don't really have really know which ones are the front runners, but I'm just making a guess there. Best Original Screenplay is Judas and Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of Chicago 7. Again, I don't know that there's a front runner in this category, so I'm just making a guess here, and I'm going with The Trial of Chicago 7 because I've seen that movie, very good. Aaron Sorkin, very well known, is a really great screenwriter. I think he's won before, an Oscar before, or been nominated, I know for sure, for Oscars for screenplay writing. So yeah, I go for that. There's a lot of dialogue in that movie, and it's very good. But yeah, I could go to any of the other ones. I really don't know for sure. Best Original Song, got Fight For You for Juice and the Black Messiah, Hear My Voice from The Trial of Chicago 7, Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest, which is a movie on Netflix, I believe, starring Will Ferrell. So that'd be funny for that movie. I'd love to see that performance because it's a Will Ferrell performance. I don't know if he would sing it, but it'd be funny to see Will Ferrell on there. Next song I can't really pronounce. It looks like it's called IOC parentheses scene parentheses the life ahead. So I don't know what that is, but that's nominated. And Speak Now for One Night in Miami. Again, I don't know exactly what would be the front runner. I'm not familiar with any of these songs. I couldn't I couldn't sing a tune from any of them. I'm going with my prediction: Speak Now from One Night in Miami, sung by Leslie Odom Jr. Of course, he's going off of Hamilton. He won a Tony, and he's kind of pretty big right now, I think, Leslie Odom Jr. And great voice. I loved him in Hamilton, and so I'm going with that. Speak Now from One Night in Miami. I think that'd be a great performance. I'd love to hear what it is at the Oscars. We got the Best Original Score. We got The Five Bloods, Mank, Minari, News of the World, and Soul. I really don't know what would be the front runner here. My prediction is Soul, because there's a lot of music in Soul. It's all about a person who wants to be a jazz musician. So it just seems to make sense. That could be original score. It's got the people that do that is Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, John Batiste. Trent Reznor, I know he's won before, I believe, for Social Network. I think he did. And he's done a lot of, I think he's been nominated before. Like I said, I think he won for that. So I think he's pretty well known in the Academy. He's very well liked and very well respected. Anyway, so I'd go for that, Soul, for Best Musical Score. Best Sound, we got Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, Sound of Metal. This seems the big front runner here from the beginning is Sound of Metal, because Sound of Metal is all about, someone being deaf and losing their ability to hear. And so all the critics I've heard have talked so much about how great the sound is in that movie. And I've watched it too, and of course, And yeah, so it's amazing to kind of see the perspective of somebody losing their hearing. Anyway, so yeah, so there's really good use of sound in that movie. So I think it's definitely a big front runner for best sound is Sound of Metal. Best costume design, we got Emma, Mank, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mulan, and Pinocchio, which I didn't know Pinocchio was even a thing. But of course, costumes usually goes to a movie with, they like period piece movies with, you know, these big, dresses and stuff like that. And so it makes sense. Emma is like a Victorian, I think, period piece. So it's definitely gonna be these really nice dresses, Victorian style. Mank is uh, what 1930s, 1940s Hollywood style of dress. So I don't know if there's anything super flashy about that. But Marnie's Back Bottom definitely got a period piece, and there's definitely some pretty interesting outfits there. Mulan, there's definitely going to be some, uh, you know, period because it's a period piece, ancient Chinese kind of movie. So I haven't seen it, but I can imagine there's going to be a lot of costumes, a lot of big costumes and designs. So I really don't have a front runner here, though. Like I said, Mulan makes a lot of sense. Emma makes sense. Marnie's Black Bottom makes sense, and Mank all makes sense to me. Though my prediction, actually, I'm gonna go with Mank just because Mank is nominated 10 times, and so I feel like it should win a couple Oscars since it's been nominated so many times. I'd be surprised if it gets shut out. So I'm gonna lean towards Mank, but man, I have no idea. It probably won't be Mank, but that's my prediction is Mank because that's a pretty stacked category. And it's hard to predict. I think costume a lot of times. I'm not gonna do the shorts. I'm gonna skip through the shorts because I don't know anything about the shorts. Best cinematography, we got Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, News of the World, Nomadland, The Trial of Chicago 7. My prediction is Nomadland. I'm not for sure, but it seems like critics are always talking about how great the cinematography is in Nomadland. It's probably one of the best features, of course, because nothing happens in that movie. So I guess you have to cinematography is like one of the few things that is done well because it's such a pointless movie. Anyway, so Nomadland's my pick there. Best documentary feature. I never heard any of these documentaries. I won't even go over them. I'm going with My Octopus Teacher for best documentary because I just heard that was a pretty good one, but I really don't know nothing about the documentaries. Best film editing, we got The Father, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of Chicago 7. I'm going to give it to The Trial of Chicago 7, just as a guess. A lot of stuff goes on in that movie. But it can go to any of them. I really don't know, but Trial of Chicago 7, like I said, really good movie, so I'm just going to make a guess. That's going to win another Oscar. That's going to win a couple, I think. Best international film, so no longer foreign film, but it's best international film. I won't go over these. I'll just say Another Round is, I think, the obvious winner because they got nominated for best director also. And I've heard a lot about people love this movie, so it seems like a pretty should be. If it doesn't, it'd be a big surprise for best international film. Best makeup and hairstyling, we got Emma, Hillbilly Elegy, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, and Pinocchio. So a lot like the costuming. Of course, it goes to the movie that has the most lavish makeup and hairstyles and stuff. And so it might go to either they change somebody to look totally different, like Hillbilly Elegy. They totally changed Glenn Close. She looks totally different. She doesn't look like Glenn Close at all. Or you got something like Emma, which is this great period piece with a lot of, probably different hairstyles and all that stuff. But my prediction, I'm going to go with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom because they do totally change Viola Davis. They make her a little fatter. They give her a little more fat suit, and they do a lot. It almost doesn't even look like Viola Davis, really, if you watch the movie. They really make her look so different. Anyway, so I think that's why I think that could win the best makeup and hairstyling. So going with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Best production design, we got The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, and Tenet. Another one, I'm going to go with Mank. It could go to any of them. I don't really know who the frontrunner is, but I like to go with Mank because I think Mank because it's nominated so many times, and I figure it should win probably a couple Oscars, at least one, if not two. I'm predicting, so that's why I'm gonna go with Mank, just to give them one, give them another Oscar. And then the last one is Best Visual Effects. We got Love and Monsters, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet. Again, I'm not sure what would be the front runner. Most of these movies I've never even heard of. Obviously, Mulan, I can understand. That's a big, blockbuster movie with a lot of stuff going on. But I'm going to predict Tenet. Tenet was, Christopher Nolan, big film that I don't know if it did that well. A lot of people thought it could even be nominated for Best Picture back in the summer, but it really didn't do anything except for get nominated for Best Visual Effects. But I heard the visual effects are really, really good in that movie. I haven't seen it yet. At some point, I probably will see it if it gets on streaming. I'm sure at some point. But to me, Tenet would be the most obvious choice here. But I don't know for sure. But anyway, so I'll go with Tenet with Best Visual Effects. So that's the last one. So that's my predictions. I'll do a video after the Oscars, talk about how the Oscars went, I think, my opinion on it, and kind of go over how well I done predictions anyway. So be free to comment and tell me what you think about the Oscars and what your predictions are, and then we talk about it afterwards. So thank you a lot for watching the video and subscribing and liking and just watching me go on about what I like, and I appreciate you all, and have a good day.